Hey YouTube, yesterday the Pokemon Go Max Out season was announced, and with it, thankfully, they brought back the XL guaranteed XL trading. So if you are level 31 and above, you'll receive one guaranteed XL Candy XL when trading a Pokemon. So basically, this is one of the quickest ways to get XL on your legendary Pokemon. So what we're going to do in this video is we're going to go over Great League, Ultra League, and Master League of which Pokemon you need to trade to get XL candies on. Now, it should not come as any surprise to you that you need a bunch of XLs for legendary Pokemon in the Master League. I think that, I don't even really want to cover this because, just go to the rankings for Master League. Palkia, Yveltal, Ho-Ho, Dialga's down here, Landorus, Kyurem, Xerneas, Zacian. These are all the legendary Pokemon. Giratinas for probably more Ultra League, in my opinion. Groudon. These are any legendary Pokemon that is in raids. Keep them and trade them. We're gonna skip over Master League because it's just that should be obvious. They are the most pressing ones. In fact, if you only get one guaranteed XL trade over 90 days, I'm probably doing 90 legendary trades as opposed to any of these Ultra or Master League trades. That's not to say that you should completely ignore Great League and Ultra League if you want some XL Pokemon. So what you can do is go to PPoke and just type in XL. And that will allow you to just showcase by XL. I think there are 5 Pokemon here. That's interesting that Lickitung is still ranked 59, even though it just Body Slam was nerfed. I guess it isn't. It's not too surprising, but these are the XL Pokemon that are going to be Great League relevant next season. So where do you want to start? I think Carbink is the most obvious on this list. Rockslide did get nerfed, but it is just so insanely bulky anyways that between that, some of the Mud Boys getting nerfed with Mudshot, and a lot of Fighters getting nerfed. And Fighters are kind of an interesting one because Fighters do neutral to you, but if they are a Fighter, the Rock Slide is resisted, even though the Moonblast is super effective. So I think Carbink gets a little bit of buff, plus put on the fact that Registeel got another nerf with Bastion got a nerf with Smackdown. Registeel with Zap Cannon got nerfed, so I think maybe there'd be a little less steals. Your Steel Wing Pokemon got nerfed, so Steel Wing would have done double super effective because you would have taken super effective on the Rock and on the Fairy, and now those are nerfed. So between all those Pokemon being nerfed, Carbink should have, I think, more play this season than it did last season. You can still see Bastion's at 10. Again, I'm less likely to trade Bastion, mostly because of its lack of rarity, right? Carbink is still sort of a newer Pokemon. Bastion has been around for a while. It's had multiple events, so I'm less likely to use it on that. But again, it is an option if you just want a pure Smackdown user. If you're actually looking for Pokemon that have a lot of more play, because Carbink and Bastion play a certain role, there's going to be 3 Pokemon on this list that I'm going to highlight: Azumarill, Diggersby, and Sableye. I mean, Lickitung too. I guess I shouldn't be surprised that Lickitung is still there at 59 because it still has the bulk and the fast move, 1-turn fast move and Lick, and power up is still the same. Just Body Slam got nerfed, so I guess it does make sense that yes, it's dropping, but not as much as it other Pokemon. So I guess Lickitung is still usable, but Azumarill, Diggersby, Sableye. I think Sableye is still one of the best safe swaps in this meta. I think that there is going to be more ghosts this season. Some that just got straight buffs with Astonish buff and with Marowak that got Fire Spin buff. So I think we'll probably see more ghosts in general. And just Sableye is just one of those great safe swaps. Fairies did get buffed, so we'll have to see how Fairies come out. The other strength of Sableye is that it is half ghost itself, so it resists poison, and a bunch of poison got buffed. So I think that Sableye will probably have a little more play this season. Azumarill's been in the top like 20 for maybe since season 1. It was the number 1 Pokemon for like ever, and then it just always has the bulk. Bulble got rebuffed a couple seasons ago. Ice Beam Play Rough still the same. Again, there's not a ton of grass in this meta in general, which is great. In terms of electric, Lantern got nerfed again, so perhaps we see a little less Lantern. So I think Azumarill is a very safe play. Diggersby is an interesting one to me. I'm actually not. I was gonna say 3. I'm gonna not tell you to build the Diggersby just yet. I think it potentially has a lot of play. Right? You have the Scorching Sands for all the poisons like Clodsire, which is rank 1, has coverage for steals. It is running Quick Attack, Hyper Beam, and anything that is not a ghost that normal typing can hit. I guess steals resist normal as well, but if normal typing can hit, Hyper Beam is going to do a ton of damage, especially that Diggersby is half normal. How much is this Hyper Beam damage going to do? Probably like 140-ish with a stab here. 180. Jeez. 180, which is basically going to one-shot anything. It does take 10 fast moves to get to, but Diggersby has that bulk to allow you to take charge moves and get to that Hyper Beam. So having a nice Scorching Sands move and Hyper Beam has play. Quick Attack. Did Quick Attack get buffed? 3 and 4 damages. 3 and 4 is actually quite a decent combo. You know, you want that like 3.5 and 4 to be like OP, but 3 and 4 is actually pretty strong. So, you know what? Yeah, Quick Attack Diggersby definitely has play. So if I'm going to build, I don't want to be biased here because everyone knows if you've watched this channel for a while, you know that for me, Sableye has been one of my go-to safe swaps since it's been available, which has been many seasons now, at least 10 plus. And I have great success with it. So I'm like, yeah, build Sableye. I think if you're looking for just like the strength of a Pokemon, irrespective of like the safe swap ability and stuff like that, I think Carbink, Azumarill are probably ahead. Diggersby, I think so too. Again, I'm so used to Mudshot. This is one where I'm going to have to test out, and I'm going to definitely do Beyond the Hype on Diggersby with Quick Attack. Because Quick Attack Diggersby was actually potentially recommended before as well. Mudshot got nerfed, so it's definitely the better move now. So we will see with that moving forward. And Lickitung, interesting. It's still top 60. I guess everything makes sense for Lickitung to still be strong. Has the bulk, Lick and Power Up the same, just a little less on Body Slam. So I guess it makes sense that something that was so strong before is still going to be decently strong despite just a nerf there. There's a lot more XLs in Ultra League. And as you can see here, there's a lot of new Pokemon up at the top here that are XLs. Clefable. Malamar is up here because Psywave, they are assuming a double buff. PV Poke is assuming a double buff. If Psywave only gets a single buff, Malamar is going to drop down substantially. So just keep that in mind. Malamar may or may not be as high as this. We'll have to wait till the season, like the stats are updated to see if it's a 1-turn buff or 2-turn buff. Right now, PV Poke is assuming a 2-turn buff. So Clefable, Malamar, Licky, Drapion, Manabuzz was always there. Dusknoir, Glaring Weezing was always there. Talonflame was over there. Driftblim, Gastrodon, Skunk was kind of always there. Miltank, Poliwrath was there last season. Dragalge was kind of always there. Tentacruel, Runerigus is kind of newer here. Ninetales, I don't know about that. I love it, but I don't know about that. Primeape, right, is probably going to be one of the new. I know Primeape, Machamp and Pangoro is still going to be way above this, so I don't know if I'd waste XLs here. Plus, to already go with the XLs like Registeel. So, who am I building here? Let's talk about the Pokemon that I already know from last season that I used, that I've either gone against or I've used last season. I don't care that they're nerfing Zap Cannon. Registeel so strong in the Ultra League. It can take so much damage. And yes, you may not lower their attack as much anymore with Zap Cannon, but Focus Blast and Zap Cannons are still nukes. And Lock-On is still one of the best fast moves in the game for energy generation. So I am definitely putting in all my Registeel trades to get this XL candy and to make it useful in the Ultra League. I think it's very, very strong in the Ultra League. I think it will be strong no matter what the nerf happens. Mandibuzz. I have the XLs. I don't have the Hundo. And every time I go against Mandibuzz, it just so same thing. It's just a level 50, level 51 best buddied, so bulky, spammy with the Snarl, Dark Pulse, and Aerial Ace for a quicker move there, right? Every time I go against it is so annoying. And again, not that Lantern was super meta in this, but Ampharos, actually there may be more Ampharos in the Ultra League. But again, there also, if you look at the list, Dusknoir and Drifblim down here, there's probably going to be more ghosts, right? Dusknoir with Astonish buff, Drifblim with Astonish buff, definitely up on this list here. So I think that Mandibuzz is probably pretty strong already. Now I'm going to say skip Malamar because of what I said before. Licky. Oh, jeez. I'm going to talk about the Pokemon I've used. Everyone who's somebody used Licky, they're like, why are you using Licky? Because it is so strong in the Ultra League. It's got basically it's a Lickitung for the Ultra League with Shadow Ball coverage for Cresselia and Giratina. And you resist the claws on Giratina because you are normal typing. So it has everything going well with it. And now Rollout got buffed. So instead of using Lick, I use the moveset Lick, Body Slam, Shadow Ball. You now get a buffed Rollout. Yes, Body Slam did get a little nerf. But does that say it only takes 3 Rollouts to get to a Body Slam? Because that is extremely fast. And yes, 3-3-3-2. That is very spammy. But so is 5-4-4-4 on a... I understand it's a 3-turn move, not a 2-turn move. But that is still pretty fast to get to these moves with your bulk there. So Licky definitely, I think, worth dealing. And if you watched my video on 10 Pokemon I think are going to be meta in the Ultra League, I said Shadow Drapion is probably behind Feraligatr the second best safe swap in the Ultra League. Poison Sting up buffed. It only takes 4 to an Oxtail, 5 to a Crunch. You can even run Poison Jab for 6. So spammy. The Oxtail, Crunch, Sludge Bomb have insane coverage in this meta with a buff of a fast move. So I think Drapion 100% worth building there if you don't have those XLs. Now, besides Registeel, Licky, Mandibuzz, Drapion, Pokemon that you can generally find in the wild. So not as much worth building here. Dusknoir had a community day move. Yeah, Dusknoir's already had a community day, so you probably already have for that. Steelix Weezing we've already built. Talonflame's had a community day, we've probably already built. Drifblim. Again, it comes down to like, I can very easily be like, yes, go trade XL Clefable, go trade XL to get Drifblim, go to get Gastrodon. These are Pokemon in the top like 50. You should go trade it. Runerigus. But that's not an efficient use of your, well, okay. Actually, I gotta separate this. If you have all these XL candies, yes, then just honestly go to the Ultra League list. I'll do it beyond the hype, but realistically, looking at the top, yes. Top 50. Blastoise, I don't know about. I don't know about Blastoise yet. We'll stop with Blastoise. I don't know about Ninetales in the Ultra League either. So we'll skip these for now, and then Ninetales, yes, and then Primeape again. You can probably just use Machamp or Pangoro. So we're going to ignore 50 down. Anything 50 and above will have play in the Ultra League. I guarantee Runerigus, Tentacruel, Poliwrath, Dragology, this double Poison Skunk, and Drapion are going to be a huge combo here. Drifblim, Gastrodon, everything in the 50 above will have play in the Ultra League. So in short, go to PvPoke, sort by XL, and just do everything top 50. That makes sense. Yes. You get guaranteed trades for XLs. You still get the 100 trades per day, but only 1 for your legendary or mythical Pokemon. Actually, you can't even trade mythical. 1 for your legendary Pokemon, but these other ones you can trade nonstop. So obviously focus just on building up in the Great League and the Ultra League. If you have all these Pokemon, do all these Pokemon. Now, the issue is, let's say we don't get any, I didn't see anything about a bonus trade. And I didn't see well, maybe we'll have certain events that will give you a bonus trade. So we can't just sort of say no to that. So the question really comes down to where are you spending your trades? So in terms of, can you do this and Excel? No. But here are your legendary Pokemon. And I guess Registeel is the only one that requires Excel. So the question is it more useful to spend your XLs on the Registeel trade to get the Registeel in the Ultra League? Or is it just better to focus on all these legendary Pokemon? And the answer is going to come down to what you play the most, unfortunately. I already have a Registeel XL, so I'm just going to focus on my Master League. That being said, if I was like, let's say 20 XL short, 25 XL shorts on Registeel, and you only get, let's say the season is 3 months, so you get 90. If I was like 25 XL short on Registeel, I would probably focus on getting my Registeel charged up in the Ultra League before I move to the Master League and these legendary Pokemon. And that's just because I know that I will have a lot more use playing with it in the Ultra League than I would the Master League. Now, these Pokemon don't come around a ton. It feels like Registeel's come around a lot, but maybe it's just because I've been playing so long. I'm obviously focusing on all these Pokemon. Where am I going to spend my focus? Palkia, Yveltal, Ho-Oh, Landorus, Dialga, and the Xerneas and Zacian are going to be the ones that I focus my XLs on. Zygarde is a complete dream at this point for me. So Galio, I don't think we have enough like Cosmogs to do a bunch of trades there, so that's not an issue. Necrozma, I've already got a bunch from again, if you don't have Necrozma, sure, but I've already have enough from GoFest. Ho-Oh, like I said, Florges, again, you don't need to worry about that because that is a non-legendary, so you can just trade those at will. And then again, Giratina, Altered, yes, if you have free, I think Origin is honestly better, even though Altered is ranked higher. If you got like free trades at the ending, if you already got a lot of those, sure. Galarian Moltres, Birds. I think Galarian Moltres you can get away. Yeah, it's the same. I think it's the same XL, so you could just trade your Moltres if you have those. But as we get lower on the list, I'm not. Reshiram probably. Actually, Reshiram I focus on too. But for me, and then Dialga Origin is down here. I think Dialga is way better than, again, if you played Master League, you know that Dialga is always way underrated compared to how strong it is. So I'll probably do that there. And then Groudon, you can do it as well if you want that. So if I had to choose top 3 Pokemon, for me personally, I would say Palkia Origin, Yveltal because Sucker Punch just got super buffed and there's a bunch of Solgaleo and Necrozmas now that you'll hit super effective. So Palkia, Yveltal, and Dialga. Those would be the 3 I focus my XL trading on. And then for 4th and 5th, I'm looking at the Fairies, Xerneas, and Zacian. And then I'll go into my Ho-Ho's, Landorus, and all those other ones. Actually, Landorus is still probably, I know it got nerfed. Is it still probably a top tier safe swap? No. It has dropped significantly as a safe swap. It was by far number 1. Yveltal's number 1, right? So this is your safe swap list. Not surprising, Yveltal's number 1. Oblivion Wing is a flying type move, and it's a nuke at that. And now with Sucker Punch getting buffed, getting to a 102 gives you coverage, right? One of the problems before is that you were running Dark Pulse Focus Blast when this first came out, but now you have that Oblivion Wing for coverage against like Fairies if it comes in, and then you got like a fast charging, hard hitting Sucker Punch. So Yveltal is now not number 1, not surprising. So yeah, I would focus on Palkia, Yveltal, and Dialga as my Pokemon that I'm going to spend time trading. And again, you have 100 trades per day, and it does not limit your trades for these non-legendary Pokemon. So I was kind of going over, in the Great League, I would focus on Carbink and Azumarill and Diggersby. If you got Lickitungs and you got Sableye and you got all these Pokemon, in terms of usable Pokemon, I would say everything above Sableye, 106. I don't think there's a point of going Nidorina. I think that's sort of niche, and there's other poison Pokemon I want to use. Citadel was not good. Medi, if you have Medi, I have to test it. This will be actually maybe the first thing I test. Nah, maybe not the first thing. I'll test like the Mudslap users first. But definitely during the first week, I'm going to test Psycho Cut on Medi and to see how strong Psycho Cut Medi is in this current meta. I think it'll be quite strong. So that is something I'm going to test. But outside, like a bunch of these XLs are very, very niche and not worth it. So if you're looking at XLs, if you're just going to go PvP Pokemon, go to the rankings. XLs in the Great League, top 106. XLs in the Ultra League, top 50. That's where your focus should be for the trading. And again, a lot of this stuff costs a lot of dust to do. So that, like, when you get those XLs, you then potentially, depending on how much dust you have, may need to make some decisions. And that we'll go over that at a sort of later date based on when I start playing with these Pokemon. Because again, I think Clefable's overranked at number 3. I think that's a lot of that is Swift dependent. Malamar, again, we're gonna have to see if it's a 1 or 2 buff on Psywave. I gotta see how strong this Astonish is now. I assume Drifloon is going to be very strong. Dusknoir has the bulk and a bait move and Shadow Punch, and then the Astonish buff. So we'll see just how strong these Pokemon are when I test them out, and then you can. So if you want, what you can do is just start trading the crap out of these, get the XLs, and if you want to wait on resources, just wait a couple weeks till I test all these Pokemon out in the Great League, Ultra League. I'll do the Beyond the Hype, and then you'll know the strength and weakness of each, and then you know where to invest. But again, off the top of my head, I guarantee you, Licky Licky, Registeel, Drapion, Mandibuzz are worth the investments. Having played with them, against them before, guarantee you those 4 will be worth the investment. So if you want to just build those XLs up now, go. Those will not be lost investments. Anyways, that is it. We're gonna we'll get back into some battles here. I've got a lot of, just the new season was announced and all this stuff, so I wanted to cover all this stuff up front because people are probably looking for it, and then we'll get back into more battles for the remainder of the season, and then next season we'll start fresh. Anyways, that is it. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.